Good evening and welcome to Learning Out Loud, a space for honest conversation as life is happening. I'm Katie and this podcast is about navigating the moments that shape us, the stress, the growth, and the uncertainty, and the lessons we only learn by living them. I'm not here as an expert with all the answers. I'm here in real time, sharing what I'm discovering and holding space for anybody figuring things out too. So, wherever you're listening from, walking, driving, or just taking a quiet moment for yourself, I'm really glad you're here. Let's learn out loud together. In last week's episode, we spoke about intentionality, especially when it came to the people we allowed into our lives, the energy we gave, and the boundaries we've decided to set. Today, I want to speak about patience. Not the kind where you sit back and wait for miracles to happen, but the kind that asks you to stay grounded whilst things are still unfolding. Patience is the part of becoming that isn't talked about enough. It's the space between intention and outcome, between deciding who you are and allowing life the time to meet you there. Now, I've noticed when I make intentional choices, whether that be with people, routines, with boundaries, I sometimes expect things to shift immediately. And when they don't, impatience creeps in. It also then opens up opportunity to be really self-critical. Like there's a pressure to already be who I know I'm capable of being, or just measure myself to those around me. But I'm learning that patience is actually a form of trust. Trust in timing, trust in the work you're doing, and trust that alignment never requires rushing. Patience isn't passive, it's active. It's choosing not to force, chase, or explain yourself while becoming. And it's staying consistent without needing constant reassurance that you're on the right track. Once again, thank you for joining me for this episode. Today has been so much fun. I'm filming this podcast so late. so late. I just felt this week, like, truthfully, so uninspired. Like, I was like, how am I going to sit here and talk about something when I actually have got nothing on my brain? And I said to my friend, I need to be inspired. Like, I need to be inspired. So we literally, after church, went straight down to Kite Beach. We've spent the entire day there, entire day. And it's just been so like rejuvenating. And we kind of said to ourselves, like, right, we need to really put ourselves out there today and have a conversation that makes us uncomfortable. Go and do something that's out of our comfort zone. And oh my goodness, we just had the best time. Like, we went up to this random group of people that were playing Portuguese volleyball. And we're just like, hey, like, can we join? And anyway, hours later, there we are, literally still playing this game. And then our friends came and joined us, went and had dinner. Like, we just had such a fun day. I feel like sometimes when you're at the beach, like, the day just goes so much slower. And oh my goodness, it was just so nice to just take a step back and just be patient. And this is where the whole theme of today's episode came from. I kind of had this thought in my brain that I was going to speak about patience today as I was driving to church. It was really random, actually. I was driving down the road, not at a significant speed, but like there's a bird coming towards my car, and it was so random. But it's as if like something spoke to me and went, "That's today's like topic," but like we'll elaborate on it later. I think just flashed through my brain of like, imagine if I was going fast and that bird came across my car, like that would be fatal, like it would be gone. But if I drove slowly and it like hit my car, like it would maybe just injure its arm or like be absolutely fine or fly straight over. It would have time to notice me. And that's when a word shot through my brain of patience. And I was like, oh my goodness, like this whole week I've been thinking to myself, what am I going to talk about? Like I have no substance, I have no words to give. And it's like it just shot through my brain. And I was like, patience, of course. That's like the next step, because that is kind of, it goes hand in hand with that whole like in between stage and that uncomfortable feeling of like you're not here, you're not there. And you just have to trust that things are going to work out, even if they're not right there in front of you. Or like if it's like a thing that takes a little bit of time, it's just trusting like it's okay if I just hold out, I will get there eventually. It's just not going to happen overnight. So yeah, I had that really weird experience this morning on the way to church. And then as I was at the beach and just kind of sitting back and just being patient with myself, I realized the day was actually so much slower. The whole world didn't fall apart because I put my phone down and didn't look at it for the day, because in my industry, like, you have to be glued to your phone at all times. But nothing changed. Like, I'd been working Monday to Saturday. It's okay for Sunday to just switch off. Like, there is no harm in that. And yeah, I think that's when I started to think, actually, yeah, that is going to be today's episode. So yeah, I am filming this late and it probably will be posted late, and I have to apologize for that. But yeah, I just had a real lack of lack of inspiration this week, but we went to the beach, was so inspired, just had all my energy back again. I feel shattered. I cannot wait to go to bed. Um, but yeah, I think patience is a really good topic to delve into because, as I said, it is a form of trust. And I think very often, if you're anything like me, I can get very impatient with things sometimes, and I like things to just happen quickly, and I'm a very impulsive person. So being able to actually learn within myself how to take time with things and take time with people as well. Yeah, just understand that not everything comes easily and also not everything comes like that. Some things take a little bit of time. And sometimes things happen without you realizing because by the time you've realized you've reached your goal from months back, you've already set like six others. And like that was another thing we were thinking like as we were walking home, we would have ever walked up to Kite Beach before, you would have seen like a row of properties that are just absolutely insane. And we were kind of looking at them and thinking like, like if you were at that stage in life where you owned a property like that, like would you be happy? Or like would you be on to the next thing? And then that's when we all sort of looked at each other and went, well, actually, we live in Dubai, which for most people is like a dream, but we're being ungrateful because this is the first time we've gone to the beach in the whole 4 months we've been here. And we complain all the time about like the smallest things of our lives. And it's like, well, actually, what we're living is right now somebody else's dream. And if you look back, what we're doing right now was our own personal dream months ago, and now we're living it. And it's like, how lucky are we to be able to, on a Sunday when we want to switch off, just drive up to the beach and spend a day playing volleyball and being around such like great influences that do inspire you and be in such an amazing place. Like, how blessed. So I think sometimes it's having that patience and knowing like things are working and things will work. They just take a little bit of time. And sometimes you have to just take a step back and just look at the broader picture and look at what you've done in that period of time as well. And I think very early on in my most recent session of therapy, the first thing my therapist said to me was, Katie, have patience. And every single session, this would come up. He'd say, be patient, be patient. Any scenario that came up, Katie, be patient. You have a problem with patience. And it all links into that need and desire for control as well, because patience means you don't have control. You just have to trust that this is going to work. You cannot navigate it. You cannot orchestrate it. You cannot manipulate it. You just have to trust that with a little bit of time and a little bit of consistency, this is going to work. Now, I'm a very black and white person. I like to know that X plus Y equals Z, and I like to see evidence and have clarification for a lot of things. So this was definitely a work in progress for me, but it definitely has made a very big difference since like tapping into it more. There's a lot of areas in life where patience is very much required, and it's not necessarily just in the kind of season of becoming, it's in everything. And even with people, like you have to be patient with them. Not everybody understands the things that you understand, not everybody feels the way or thinks the way that you do. So yeah, it's like a very broad term that I feel like there's a lot to delve into. Number one being that kind of relevance for what we've spoken about in previous episodes, having that patience within the process of becoming, it's super crucial because again, it's just having that trust, having that belief, and having that hope that things will be okay, and understanding things don't change overnight. And just because it's not happening right now doesn't mean it's not going to happen. You just have to stick at it. And like I said in the intro, it's often an opportunity for then self-criticism to come up and that pressure. And I'm awfully guilty for that. Awfully guilty. It will take me like, especially in my job, it's like I could be on target and then the next month the board clears, we're back to zero again. And I think, I'm doing terrible. And it's like, Katie, like it just, you're the first day in the month. Like, it's okay. Like, it's just going to take a bit of time. And it gets to the end of the week and I think, oh my goodness, like, I don't deserve a day off, I haven't done this, I haven't done that. And it's like sometimes you have to just take a step back, be patient, and understand these things will come. If you just stay consistent, if you just stay at it, these things will come. Like, you do not have to exhaust yourself, you do not have to burn out, you do not have to rush, because much like I said in the beginning, if I was going any faster and that bird was coming any closer to me, I would have hit it. That you have to almost think about your goals as that pigeon and yourself as the car. Like if you drive super fast, I mean, you could miss it as well. You could either miss your goal or destroy it. So just cruise control, breeze through it, be patient, understand you're going to get to point A and B eventually. You don't have to floor it down there. Like just enjoy the views as you're going along. That's how today felt for me. It was almost like, actually, I know that I have a goal within my career. I know what I have to do in order to get there. but it doesn't mean I can't have fun along the way. It doesn't mean I can't take a step back sometimes and just chill, be present, be patient with myself. Like, that's okay. Like, that is part of the process because I'm in my 20s. Like, I want to look back and think, oh, I remember when I used to spend my Sundays doing this, or me and my friends did this. Like, I want to have fun memories to hold on to. And I also want to just have fun in general. So, having patience with your goals and where you want to be, like, people are different, like some people want to be these relentless animals that just go, 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 which is so fine. And I envy people that can be like that. But I am much more of like a patient and slow, kind of present person that does enjoy taking some time out and being present in situations with people and doing things and enjoying myself. Like, that is how I thrive. Whereas other people don't necessarily need that. And that's okay. It's not kind of right and wrong, like everybody's different, but yeah, having patience in that process of becoming super important, much like a lot of the things that I've mentioned in these podcasts. Also, yeah, just having patience in yourself. Like, understand, like, you're only human. You can only do so much. You can compare yourself to everybody else, but they're on their own timelines. They have their own minds. Like, they have their own approaches as well. Like, some people find certain things easier and other people struggle. Like, the quote that I used to always go back to when I was ever in doubt was, don't compare yourself to somebody else. Only compare yourself to yourself yesterday. The best you can ever do is just be 1% better than who you were yesterday. But 9 times out of 10, we actually don't know what's going on behind closed doors as well. So how can you so naively compare yourself to somebody that you actually know half their story? I guess that's a topic for another episode, but yeah, just being really patient with yourself and understanding that each person is on their very own timeline and not everybody's going to catch up at the same time as you, vice versa, you're not going to catch up to them. Like, some people might be more ahead, and it's got nothing to do with age or anything like that. It is genuinely just we are each on our own path in life and we're going to take our time to do things. And once you kind of get your head around that, the pressure is instantly eased off. I think sometimes patience looks like staying quiet and staying steady and just allowing yourself the time to actually do the things that you're planning to do and take each step as it comes. But within that, it's also good to reflect back and see, actually, what have I done so far? It may not be my dream self now, but I know that I'm definitely my dream self from 6 months ago. It's being patient and being grounded with yourself within this whole process, because it's very, very easy to get swept up and consumed by it. But I think as well, it is just being patient with people, understanding everybody's on their own journey, everybody's on their own timescales, everybody's learning their own things for the first time as well. And it can be very, very easy to just automatically assume that everybody understands you, everybody's on the same path, but it's just not the case. A big part in accepting that is patience. You are going to make mistakes, you're going to muck up, you're going to make the wrong decisions, and that's okay. That's another element of patience. It's just going, okay, it's not the end of the world. If you feel like you've been intentional lately, but nothing seems to be changing yet, it doesn't mean that you're doing it wrong. It might just mean that you're in a season of waiting. Patience is how we protect what we're building. It keeps us from settling, forcing, or stepping out of alignment just to feel movement. Becoming doesn't need rushing. It needs trust, consistency, and time. For now, just trust that what's meant for you will find you in its own time. Until then, keep showing up patiently, and thank you for listening to Learning Out Loud.